Hello, all. It is Uno Joven from State 871 WIN. Win all the time. Winter's Avengers. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos for Last Shelter. Reason being is it's twofold. I can't do screen recorder on my Android anymore. For some reason, the apps don't work. Doesn't matter what I use. Doesn't matter my configurations. Even put in one with the root didn't work. So I switched to my work phone, which is an iPhone. I guess it's okay to use it for these. The second thing is I actually split alliances, which are a little bit more doomsday focused. So I will be back on the regular doing videos for you. Today, what we are going to talk about is the often overlooked parts factory. What is it? What does it do? What are the benefits? And why don't many people know what it is? Well, first of all, the reason, let's just zoom in right here. I've got a level 12. It's this beautiful little factory with a little diamond, titanium, plantisorium, whatever you want to call it. Plantisorium is my favorite. I just created that in my sci-fi world of a book I haven't written. Haha, just kidding. So, the parts factory is often overlooked because, like one of the strategic buildings of Last Shelter, it's not really dived into in the tutorial. It basically is a production plant of multiple raw components that will help your APCs. Actually, description is right there above the building details. APC parts can be crafted and stored here. All right, so we're going to click into more information just to show you. These are important because there are different parts that you can craft for your APCs. You have the Trailblazer. You have the Dreadnought, which you can unlock at level 5. Phantom, which you can unlock at level 10. Ranger, you can unlock at a level 15. Dreadnought at 20. And at 25, you can unlock the Imperator. Now, why this is important is because it depends, again, everything is on your style of play, what type of troops you use. I use vehicles first and foremost. Sometimes I use my T8 fighters in DD, but pretty much everything I do in-game is vehicles. If you follow me, you know that. So it's going to be vehicle heavy when I do the descriptions. I will, of course, gloss over the parts that you want to make if you have a fighter or a shooter APC. So that's basically the levels. You can go under info and figure out the material increase, the power of your buildings. This is not a good building for building day, guys, because you can see the increments of power are terrible. Don't give you much at all. So let's deep dive real quick. Boom. Oh, nope, I do not want to move it. You can upgrade, you can craft, there's materials, and then there's a depot. Let's hit the depot button. The depot literally tells you all the part pieces that you have. I have a lot for Trailblazer, none for Dreadnought right now, none for Ranger, at least available in the shop, none for Phantom. Oh, wait, I do have some for Phantom. They are equipped. Awesome. All right, materials are empty because I have not had any production going for the purpose of this video. If you go to materials, each of these different parts for Trailblazer, Phantom, Ranger, Dreadnought, they have different parts that they use. They got the little screws, the glue, the plaster thingy right here is rubber. I thought it was plaster, but you got the screws, the glue, the plaster, and the fiberglass. Now, it doesn't matter what vehicle set you're trying to get, whether it's Trailblazer, Ranger, Dreadnought, whatever. The component right here on the right-hand side is always the hardest to use, so I always recommend just plowing up the queue with that. The screws, the glue, the rubber, or whatever the components are, if you were to switch to Trailblazer, it's alloy plate, rubber, and nanomaterials. You can actually get those items pretty much for free. How you do that is you go over to the commercial hub, and if you are level 19 at least, they'll have 2 slots where you can get some freebies of some composite materials. Another place you can go to your little briefcase here on the menu button. Okay, these energy fragments, can also be used to buy the materials you need. So if you hit use and you want to go to a particular, say you wanted to buy some for Trailblazer, okay? You can buy some. I don't need Trailblazer parts, so I'm just going to buy a few. I will buy 3 because that is part of my unlock for my daily challenges. So I'm going to get 3 Trailblazer parts. We are going to go to my resources. I've got some Trailblazer parts right here. Hit use. I want to open them up. Boom. I got 2 of this plastic sheeting, which is used for a Trailblazer. So that's basically my point. Going back to the parts factory, going back to materials, this right-hand side, whatever it is, this rightmost one, you're not going to get those for free in those energy core exchanges or in the commercial hub. So always mass produce those. I'm working on Phantom for my APCs, so that's what I'm going with. And a shortcut is this, where I went to get those energy fragments. I went all the way into the briefcase. You can actually pick what you want here. Next to material crafting, hit material shop, open that up, buy as many as you want with those beautiful little energy crystals. So last but not least, we're going to go to craft, okay? These are all the different sets that you can get for your APCs. I'm going to go over them very, 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 very briefly. Okay, Trailblazer, they all have different functions. Trailblazers, enhanced for gatherers. Phantom, excuse me. It's been a long day, guys. It's Thanksgiving, and while I am quarantined, waiting for a test result back from you-know-what, I've been drinking and eating and just relaxing, so excuse the wordplay here. Phantoms, enhanced vehicles. Rangers, enhanced shooters. Dreadnoughts, enhanced fighters. Baneblade just got released in this latest update, enhances all units. So, but that's really, really costly, a lot of gold. So we're not going to get into that right now. You can kind of look at that yourself. The Imperator enhances fighter rally. The Storm enhances shooter rally. And the Sweeper, which is yet to be unlocked, is the zombie killer. No idea what it means. I'm just like you. It's not unlocked for me. It's not unlocked for anybody. I can't tell you what it is. And it's in the name. Kill zombies. Woohoo. Who's not down for that? So I'm going to focus on Phantoms real quick because it enhances vehicles, and that's what I'm working on. So you have your different things, and it will show you your suspension frame. What does it do if you craft it? It increases your troop load by 30%, your vehicle might by 30%, your vehicle resistance by 30%. Tires, your armor, your weapons, your engine, your central control, they all have buffs if you put them on your vehicle. Now what you want to do is try to get gold parts if you possibly can. What do I mean by gold parts? Well, I'll show you. So if I want to craft for the Phantom, okay, say I want to craft the suspension frame just because it's the one up top. Okay, now I have all my materials here. I haven't really saved up because I've gotten some. But you have the common, the green, the blue, purple, which is getting into rare, the orange, which is getting into epic, and then the gold. So the goal is you want to combine all of these as much as possible. Okay? So I can take these screws, I can hit combine. You have to have 4 of each type to go into the next tier. So if I had 4 of the white and combine them, it'd bump up to the green and then bump up to the blue, etc., etc., etc. The point is, it's a statistic game, okay? I have 4 purples in here, so there's a 100% probability that I'm going to get an epic suspension frame, which is cool. But if you have the patience and the time, you're going to want to get the gold because to get the most bang for your buck, okay? Now, these do consume energy cores when you craft the parts. I'm going to assume you all know what energy cores are, but in case you don't, these little power plants here, if you hit production and move some cash over, it's going to produce. Does Karam have higher level tiles than 806? Yes, Lord, he does. He's got level 10s, I believe, before we all split from the last alliance. He hasn't touched him, though, because they're standalones, and he doesn't know they're there, I don't think. Anyway, going back to parts. See how I get distracted, guys? So we're going to go back to craft. We're going to go back to Phantom, the suspension frame. So what you want to do is get gold parts. So if you can get, this is what I do, and this is just me personally. I will get 3 of these materials up to gold. I'll not even waste the time on the other one because I can use that for something else. If I get 3 of these pieces and combine them up to gold, that gives me a 75% chance that I'm going to get a gold part. And the odds are pretty good on that, clearly, just in the name. But what this basically means is the game takes it literal. If you can get 3 of these materials out of 4 at gold, 3 out of 4 times that you craft a part, it's going to give you those gold frames, which is pretty good statistics and saves you a bunch of money trying to get that 4th one, not wasting your time trying to get it up to gold, massing out that production, buying it with the energy cores, and then actually trying to spend it. No, just get 3 of these up to 75%, craft your parts. Then when you craft your parts, all you got to do is go to your barracks. And we're nearing the end of the video, guys. I always say it's going to be short, but it never is because I always think of something extra I want to add or I'm long-winded. So if you go to the barracks, okay, you have an option here in between formation and repair right here. Let me go back out. Formation, repair, right in between, parts. And then you just click on what you want to add. And you can insert your part in there for whether it be Trailblazer or Phantom. This little bullet button here, if you have different parts for different types, it'll show up here. So I want to do Phantom. Boom. Okay, I already have this equipped. Unfortunately, this is just a common part. It's a common white for a twin turbine engine. I crafted that before I really knew what I was doing, and surprisingly enough, for the videos I do, and as much as I like to tell my Alliance members, hey, have you heard of this? Have you tried this? It's great. It's a game changer. I will be honest with you. The parts factory is something that I don't consider myself, because I don't play this professionally, but I'm on it all day and I'm nerding out and I'm always trying to find ways to be better. I am one of the top performers when it comes to COZ and KE in the state. It took me a while to get there, but that being said, I consider myself one of the more active players in my state, and it took me, I don't know week-wise, but it took me, I think it was like level 20, 21 before I really figured out what the parts factory did, which was sad. So if you can get a handle on it now and you are a lower level, or if you are above that level, but you're focused on other things, it's not really going to bother you. Just start cranking out those materials and getting that going. And if you do that for a good month, you can craft a whole bunch of gold pieces. If you're focused on COZ and KE and trying to up your base and collect diamonds and medals and national quests and all that, this is a great thing to work on. If you're finding out about it late like I did, it's something that you can have cranking off to the side, okay? It's going to be 8 hours before that piece is made. I have 6 slots unlocked, so I can craft those materials, okay? And I can literally come back in 2 days and work on some gold parts. So that is the basic overview for the parts factory. Again, this is Uno Joven from State 871, WIN, Winter's Avengers. What we do in life echoes in eternity. Have a